Ready to ditch those pumpkins for some Christmas lights.
Sounds good to me.
We're diving into a UK Christmas today, and I think you guys are going to want to hear this one.
Yeah, Christmas in the UK. It's really something special how they blend, these centuries-old traditions with, the modern ways.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about it. And to guide us on this journey, we're looking at this article from UK Compass.
Oh, cool.
Experience the best Christmas in the UK. And this is great if you're curious about how they celebrate or if you're just looking for some really cool, unique holiday travel inspiration.
I love it. When most people think about Christmas in the UK, they usually picture London.
Makes sense.
And it makes sense because this article talks about Oxford Street, which is decked out in lights for over a mile.
Oh, wow.
Millions of people visit just to see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like walking through a Christmas card.
It is.
But the article also mentions that you can find those, really charming Christmas vibes in places like Ludlow and Bakewell.
Oh, those are lovely.
Yeah, they each have these unique light displays that just give you that cozy holiday feeling.
If you're looking for breathtaking, the article highlights Edinburgh's Prince's Street Gardens. Imagine lights with the Scott Monument and Edinburgh Castle as a backdrop. You can practically hear the carolers.
Okay, so now I'm picturing myself bundled up, sipping hot cocoa while I'm exploring those Christmas markets.
Yes.
The UK is known for their Christmas market. The South Bank Winter Market in London. It's a must-see with all the handmade crafts and festive treats.
Speaking of Christmas markets, we can't forget about the Manchester Christmas Market, one of the biggest in the UK, and it's filled with vendors from all over the world. You can find anything there.
Oh, wow.
German, gingerbread, local cheese.
Okay, that sounds dangerous for my wallet.
It is.
I can't forget about Edinburgh. They have their own Christmas market.
Edinburgh Christmas Market is amazing. It goes beyond just shopping.
Oh, really?
They have traditional Scottish food like haggis and whiskey tastings.
What?
It's an experience, not just a market.
Okay, Edinburgh's officially on my Christmas travel list now.
I love it.
Speaking of experiences, this article highlights a few things that you won't find anywhere else. Have you heard of Hogmanay?
Yes. Edinburgh's New Year's Eve celebration. It's legendary. It dates back to Viking fire festivals.
Wow.
Imagine torchlight processions, fireworks over Edinburgh Castle.
Oh my God.
It's a party that lasts for days.
I had no idea. See, this is why I love these deep dives.
I know, and that's the beauty of it. We're just giving you a taste of what's in this full article. Experience the best Christmas in the UK. You can find it on the UK Compass platform, and it's packed with details and practical tips for planning your UK Christmas adventure.
Yeah, you won't want to miss it.
Yeah.
And hey, while you're at it, download the UK Compass mobile app.
Yes.
It's like having a little UK in your pocket with even more articles, travel itineraries, cultural insights, plus you can follow them on social media for stunning photos and updates.
Perfect way to stay connected and keep that Christmas spirit going all year round.
Okay, so back to the article. We were talking about unique experiences.
Yes.
This one's for all the Harry Potter fans out there.
Yeah.
Apparently, they transform the Warner Bros. Studio Tour London into a winter wonderland for Christmas.
I love that.
They even have a Yule Ball display. Can you imagine?
No, speaking of magical transformation, you know that one of the most popular places to ice skate in London during Christmas is at Somerset House.
Oh, yes.
This stunning 18th century courtyard that they turn into a giant ice rink.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What else is there?
They have this tradition called pantomime, which is a type of musical comedy that's very popular around Christmas time. It's usually based on fairy tales and involves a lot of audience participation.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm starting to realize that Christmas in the UK is about so much more than just presents and decorations.
It is.
It's about those shared experiences and traditions that bring people together.
Exactly. And the article goes into even more detail about all these fascinating customs and how they've evolved over time.
I'm definitely going to have to check out the full article to learn more. But for now, let's shift our focus to the heart of any Christmas celebration. The food.
The food.
All right, bring on the feast. Now, I know the classic British Christmas dinner involves a roast turkey, but what else is on the menu?
Well, according to the article, you can expect all the trimming stuffing pigs in blankets, which are basically sausages wrapped in bacon, roasted vegetables, gravy. It's a true culinary symphony.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it. But what about those of us who prefer a plant-based feast?
Don't worry. The article assures us that vegetarian and vegan options are becoming increasingly popular in the UK.
Oh, good.
So no matter your dietary preferences, you're sure to find a delicious Christmas meal.
That's fantastic. It's great to see that inclusivity reflected in the culinary scene.
Absolutely. And speaking of inclusivity, the article also highlights how the UK caters to a wide range of interests when it comes to Christmas experiences. Whether you're a history buff, a thrill seeker, or someone who prefers a quieter celebration, there's something for everyone.
It really is amazing how much variety there is.
One thing that I noticed in the article was how they captured that, Christmas spirit of the UK.
Yeah,
It's not just about the commercial aspect or the big events. It's the small moments and traditions that make it special.
totally. Like those Christmas crackers we were
Yes.
talking about. The article mentioned they've been part of British Christmas celebrations for over 150 years.
Oh, wow.
Like, wow,
That's a long time.
those little traditions connect
They
generations.
do. And those pantomimes we mentioned,
Yeah,
they're not just for kids. They include jokes and references adults will appreciate, fun, interactive way for the whole family to enjoy the holidays. One thing that stood out to me was the emphasis on community and giving back.
yeah.
The article talks about how many people volunteer at shelters or donate to charities during the holidays. It's a reminder that Christmas is about more than just receiving gifts.
I love that. It's heartwarming to see that woven into the fabric of their celebrations.
It is.
It seems like the UK really embraces the true meaning of Christmas,
Yeah.
both in the traditional sense and finding ways to modernize it.
Absolutely. And one of the ways they're modernizing is by offering more inclusive options, like the vegetarian and vegan Christmas meals we
Right.
talked about. But it goes beyond that. The article mentions that many cities and towns have special events and activities that cater to a wide range of interests and abilities.
That's great. So whether you're a history buff, an art enthusiast, or you just love good food and music, you're bound to find something that you like during a UK Christmas.
Exactly. It's like a choose your own adventure holiday.
I love it.
Speaking of history, did you know that some of the Christmas markets in the UK are incredibly old? The York Christmas market has roots going back to the Viking era.
Wow, I never would have guessed that. The history and culture are so intertwined with the Christmas celebrations there.
Yeah, and that history is part of what makes it so unique and special.
For sure.
It's not just a generic holiday celebration, it's a reflection of the UK's rich heritage and traditions.
Okay, I'm convinced now I need to experience Christmas in the UK at least once in my life. I'm dreaming of strolling through those historic markets, sipping mulled wine, and just soaking up that festive atmosphere.
Don't forget about the carol singers.
Oh, yes.
The article mentions that caroling is still a popular tradition in many parts of the UK, and you can hear groups of singers performing in the streets and pubs.
Oh, I can just imagine how magical that would be. Christmas in the UK is a feast for the senses.
It is.
You got the sights of the lights and decorations, the sounds of carols and laughter, the smells of roasted chestnuts and gingerbread, and of course, the taste of all those delicious holiday treats.
A complete sensory experience that's sure to create lasting memories.
For sure. And as we were discussing, it's an experience that's constantly evolving and adapting while staying true to its core values.
Exactly.
It's that perfect blend of tradition and innovation that makes it so appealing.
I agree, and that's the beauty of these deep dives. We get to peel back the layers and discover the fascinating details that make each destination and culture unique.
Totally.
And in this case, it's inspired us to learn more about a holiday that we thought we already knew.
Speaking of learning more, I have to give another shout out to UK Compass for this article. Experience the best Christmas in the UK. A complete guide, and you can find it on their platform along with a wealth of other information about the UK.
And don't forget their mobile app.
Oh, right, yes.
Perfect companion for anyone planning a trip or simply wanting to stay connected to all things British. You can find travel itineraries, cultural insights, language learning resources.
Okay, I'm downloading it as we speak. And while I'm at it, I'm going to check out their social media pages.
Yes.
They're always sharing amazing photos and updates that make you feel like you're already there.
It's a great way to stay inspired and keep that UK Christmas magic alive all year round. Now, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm curious to hear what stands out to you the most about Christmas in the UK.
That's a great question. Honestly, it's hard to choose just one thing.
Yeah.
I think what really resonates with me is the way they manage to preserve those, age-old traditions while also embracing new ideas and making sure everyone feels welcome.
I couldn't agree more. It's that spirit of inclusivity and adaptation that makes Christmas in the UK so special and appealing.
Well said. Now, before we completely wrap up, I think we need to talk about something very important.
Oh, yes, of course. How could we forget? We still need to discuss the practical aspects of experiencing Christmas in the UK, things like travel accommodation and, of course, the all-important budget.
Right. And don't worry, the UK Compass article covers all of that in detail, but we can definitely give you a few key insights and tips based on what we've learned. All right, so we covered the magic and the markets and the food, even a bit of history. But let's get down to like the practical stuff. Like if someone is actually planning a UK Christmas trip, what do they need to know?
The UK Compass article has a whole section on practical tips. First off, if you're thinking about traveling on Christmas Day itself, be prepared for limited public transport.
Makes sense. Everyone's probably at home with their families. What are the alternatives?
Yeah. The article recommends pre-booking taxis or ride-sharing apps if you need to get around on Christmas Day. And if you're planning to do any sightseeing, it's always a good idea to check the opening hours in advance.
Yeah, don't want to show up at like a closed castle
Exactly.
on Christmas Eve. Speaking of planning, what about accommodation? I imagine things book up pretty quickly for the holidays.
Absolutely. The article stresses the importance of booking your accommodation in advance, especially if you're traveling to popular cities like London or Edinburgh. And it's worth considering different types of lodging, like charming guest houses or holiday cottages for a more unique experience.
A cozy cottage with a fireplace sounds amazing.
Yeah.
I'm picturing myself curled up with a book and a cup of hot cocoa after a day of exploring those markets.
Sounds perfect.
But now, for the less glamorous part, the budget. Any tips on how to keep costs down during a UK Christmas trip?
The article suggests looking for deals and discounts on flights and accommodation, especially if you're flexible with your travel dates. And once you're there, consider taking advantage of free activities like visiting parks, attending carol services, or just wandering through those festive streets.
That's a good idea. It's all about prioritizing those experiences
Yes.
over expensive tourist traps. I'm also wondering about gift shopping. Is it best to stick to those like famous shopping streets in London, or are there more unique and budget-friendly options?
The article actually recommends checking out Christmas markets in towns like York or Chester for unique gifts. They often feature local artisans and craftspeople selling handmade goods. And don't forget about online shopping. Many UK retailers offer international shipping so you can browse from home.
So it sounds like there are plenty of ways to experience a UK Christmas without breaking the bank. It's really about doing your research, setting a budget, and sticking to it. And most importantly, focusing on those unique experiences that create lasting memories.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, a truly memorable Christmas is about spending time with loved ones, embracing the festive spirit, and creating traditions that you'll cherish for years to come. And the UK offers a magical setting for that.
Well said. I think this deep dive has given us a fantastic overview of what a UK Christmas is all about. From those dazzling lights and bustling markets to the heartwarming traditions and practical tips, we've covered it all.
And remember, this is just a glimpse of what you'll find in that full UK Compass article. Experience the best Christmas in the UK, a complete guide. We highly recommend checking it out on their platform or mobile app for all the details and inspiration you need to plan your own UK Christmas adventure.
And before we sign off, we want to hear from you. What are your favorite Christmas traditions? Have you ever experienced Christmas in the UK? Share your thoughts and stories with us on social media. And be sure to follow UK Compass for more incredible content about all things UK.
Until next time, happy holidays and happy exploring.